Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Folks, it is Sunday, Christmas Eve. And let me just say season's greetings to all. I love the holidays, as you may or may not know. And this evening, as expected, Bishop T.D. Jakes from the Potter's House down there in the 214 has responded to the bullshit. I must commend you trolls. You have brought the biggest down to the pulpit of chaos. And here we are, and I'm here tonight to gnaw on his bones. He has addressed, he said he wasn't going to address it, you know. There's one video in my community section, but he did address this on a few occasions. And folks, if you're new to the show, I've been watching Bishop T.D. Jakes over the years. I'm a proud non-believer in the theory of God. You know this already, but you know, I respect the pimping. Oh, his outfits are always color coordinated. Troll babies, good evening. Did you see Bishop T.D. Jakes today? Whoo! Whoo, chow. This is messy. Cheers. I'm not going to kick the man's back in. However, I want to know, where's the boy? Where's the boy? Oh, there's always a boy, you know? I can't say this man is just, you know, above it all. No, I can't. I like the way he spits the game, the ism. He talks about generational blessings and so on and so forth. But you see, I'm an older man, you know this already. I've seen the biggest of the big. Oh, I've seen Jim Baker, huh? Jim Baker, what was that, 1987 maybe? And Tammy Faye. Whoo, they were pimping for real. I think they were setting up some type of amusement park in South Carolina. I'm not going to do all that Googling right now, but some of you may remember. Jim Baker, huh? And a woman went on the Donahue show. I think she went there first. Was it Jessica Hahn? And she started talking and telling. Then the next thing you know, she went on the Howard Stern show. I think he had her on there for like a month. And then she was like some sort of co-host and got this nigga the fuck out of there, Jim Baker. A man of the cloth, pardon me in case I didn't emphasize that. And then I remember seeing Jimmy Swaggart. Woo! Woo! Now, I think that was 1988. I don't feel like Googling. Jimmy Swaggart got caught out there with a female prostitute. Now, at first he denied it. Oh, as they always do. I don't know what these people are talking about. They're hating on God. I'm one of God's servants. I'm an instrument, you know, yada, yada, yada. Jimmy Swaggart went live, you know, on his mega church, and he started talking about Father. What did he say? Father, I have sinned against you, or something like that. Ted Haggard. Oh, my goodness. I think Ted Haggard was bigger than Jim Baker and Jimmy Swaggart because he was having conference calls with the president, you know? And, of course, Bishop Eddie Long. Out of here. So now we have Bishop T.D. Jakes accused of all sorts of forkery, as the old Jamaicans used to say, forkery. Huh? And this involves Diddy. Pardon me if I didn't emphasize, if you don't know. Yeah, last week somebody just popped up on TikTok, you know, making allegations, saying that Bishop T.D. Jakes was a bottom, a power bottom. So yeah, today he addressed it, and again, I watch him from time to time because I'm pocket watching, and you know, and yeah, he said at first he said, you know, I will not use this platform, you know, to address a lie. And then the audience started, yeah, come on, Bishop. Later on, he got a little emotional. Get. And then when he ended the sermon, whoo, he had some of the congregation behind him. He started talking about terrorists, you know, and the church being a possibly attacked, you know, that was going on, and according to him. And his job was to protect people from the bullshit. I think, did he say that? Pardon me, guys. I want to be as close as possible to accuracy. Something about terrorists and he's hiring security to protect the people that come to the mega church. So he has addressed the bullshit. And he did say in one of those addresses on YouTube is where I watched him. He did say he will get to it another day. But not today, okay? All right, phone lines open right now. Also, guys, rapper G Depp from the Bad Boy Empire. I met him twice, man. I have to say, a nice guy on both occasions. The first time he was late to the Star and Buck Wild show. Diddy was there. We're talking, and I said, "Hey, man, where's G Depp?" He said, "I don't know, man." And then he did come on the show by himself. And then another time we met at some type of club. A nice guy, man. I can say nothing sideways about G Depp. He did turn himself in once upon a time. He served 13 years for a 1993 cold case killing. He turned himself in, according to multiple reports. Hold on a second. Yeah, it was the shooting that he admitted to. It was bothering him, and he went and turned himself in. So he's been granted clemency. I think that's a good thing, you know, that the man was honest and you know, I don't know what his future will be, but the honesty that he has brought forth about, you know, his crime, his horrific crime, I think that will work in his favor. Call in if you like to, okay? And thank you to Deeds. Deeds may or may not be in the live chat. Something I do want to try and approach this evening. I've spoken about this years ago. Couples sleeping in separate beds, sleeping in separate bedrooms. Now, if you're from my era, the baby boomers, yes, some of our parents, or a lot of our parents throughout America, had twin beds. Twin beds. And keep in mind, that's when the divorce rates were lower. My parents even had separate bedrooms at times because my mother was always in college, always studying. She always had books on top of books on top of books. And my father liked to smoke cigars. So his bedroom smelled like cigars. He had gun magazines and all sorts of shit like that. I hung out in his bedroom more so than my mom's, because when I went in her room, she always used to say, watch, just, sit over there. Don't knock the books over. Anyway, so sleep divorce. Let me put this on the screen. Sleep divorce, according to Forbes magazine. All right, there's a new article, and thank you again to Deeds who sent me this. Sleep divorce is a phrase used to describe the trend of couples choosing to sleep in separate beds despite living under the same roof. While it pertains to a dramatic picture of trouble in paradise, okay, the motives behind this trend are beginning and, in fact, firmly rooted in a particular science. I'm not mad at this. In some relationships, partners may have distinct sleep habits that directly affect the other's quality of sleep. Common issues, and then they have a list. Loud snoring, different sleep schedules, okay? Restlessness, sleep apnea, okay? I dated a couple of girls that had that sleep apnea. Ooh, that's disgusting. Gasping for air, and then some little flap thing in the back of the nostril. And I haven't read this entire article, but I would guess that a lot of the sleep divorce strategies, according to according to a study in 2014 in social, pathological, and personality science, okay, I would imagine that this is very suiting of the times, People don't necessarily have the respect anymore for business hours. People are, texting, emailing, 9 p.m., 1 o'clock in the morning. So your spouse, who you don't want to disturb them, they're sleeping. They may have a different schedule, or if they do, whether they have, I don't know, any type of job, whether it's a city job, a job working at school, daycare, you don't want to wake them up. So does anybody, have any information or insight on sleep divorce strategies? Okay, that's my show this evening. All right, okay. Had a good day, and I'm ready for Christmas tomorrow. I want to chop up with you guys. Hey, thank you for the support early. I see Brandon L., I got your donation. Okay. He says, Star of the World has gone crazy since they opened up Pandora's box. Okay. Project Aries, I believe in Santa more than Jesus, and anything from TD Jakes. Okay. And Jay says, I don't know about TD Jakes, but the powers that be are trying to get that nigga Diddy the fuck out of here. Is it time, sir? Is it time for Diddy to be sat down? I mean, that's my guy, but let's keep it real. He's been eating high up off the hog for decades. Bodies have been dropping since the early 90s, going back to the city college days. Niggas going to the penitentiary. Niggas dying. Guys, didn't Loon go to jail? Some type of Muslim or something. Didn't Loon go to jail? And the list goes on and on. No disrespect, but shit got so real for Pam from the group Total. She was working the fries at White Castle after the Total hits, right? The goofy nigga Shine. Shine was a goofy. Shine panicked on the trigger. Shot into a crowd. Shine was not a G. Shine was a frail bird chest nigga who panicked on the trigger. Give me some other names about the bad boy artists, who just suffered. Vivian, how you doing, darling? She says, freak off, preach off. Okay. All right, coming to the phones, and I want to have a discussion here about this sleep divorce, if it's not too detailed tonight. Hold on a second. Please don't send old videos. This is the Star Report. Yeah, we spoke about Charleston White getting half of a two-piece in the barber shop. Thank you, but no, come on, that's old now. And then he was hiding or standing behind the woman who had a broomstick. Thank you just the same. Okay, I'm going to get to the bullshit tonight. Area code 503. Good evening. Bishop T.D. Jakes has addressed the bullshit. Are you up to speed? 503. On a Sunday.
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you, sir? Season's greetings. What do you do? Happy Kwanzaa.
Bishop T.D. Jakes is, he's in hot water, man.
Say again?
He's in very, very hot water, man. He's in hot water.
Okay, I'm listening.
Basically, with this whole allegation going down, his whole empire that he built up, he's going to collapse right in front of him, just like Diddy's is collapsing in front of him, man. He's too. Now with the allegations of Diddy, he's wrapped into also. It don't look good for him at all.
You sound like a hater, and I can appreciate that. But now, how old are you? I like to know who I'm talking.
I'm 46.
46. Okay, so you're thinking that old shit. He's gonna be ruined. I don't know. Listen, I have been watching Bishop T.D. Jakes for well over a decade. Pocket watching. He's very knowledgeable. He's slick with the wordplay.
No doubt.
Very educated.
No doubt.
Educated. I've been trying to find a date to go down with me to the Potter's house to see him, high strutting, so to speak. I think, and entertain the bullshit here tonight. I think if there is a boy, if he is, outed as a power bottom, he might come out and say, "This is my truth. I'm divorcing, his wife, and be even bigger." What do you think?
You gotta chill. No, it could be he's gonna get his whole book line. He's gonna get everything, man. He might start a clothing line from this and everything, B. I'm not even playing with you.
Sir, he's already got the merch is crazy. When I say I've been pocket watching, I literally sit there and tally up his fucking super chats during the goddamn the broadcast on YouTube. But what do you think? Seriously, if he comes out and says this is my truth, you know, in similar fashion, how Jimmy Swaggart, you remember Jimmy Swaggart, how Jimmy Swaggart came out and was crying, Father, I've sinned. He was on the cover of People magazine. If Bishop T.D. Jakes comes out and says, this is who I am, this is who you don't think today's generation wouldn't say, leave him alone?
And listen. I've come up through the generation of also not being a part of the internet and everything else.
Okay.
So, in the times that we're in now, and the way everybody's so soft in the rear end, you know what I mean? People are probably just going to be like, oh, well, this is during part of the movement of he just wants to live his truth.
Right.
And he can't do no wrong because he's still preaching for the Lord.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Yeah. You're laughing, sir, but I'm as serious as fucking colon cancer. I'll give you the last word, though.
Give him
last word.
They might give him a pass. I ain't going to even front on you.
Yeah. Okay.
You have a good one, man. Hey, thank you, Star. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Okay. Anybody in that live chat know Bishop T.D. Jakes' wife's name and how long they've been married? Oh, I've been watching for decades. Decades, huh? How long has her and Bishop been married? 1982. Have you seen videos of Bishop T.D. Jakes, up on stage, dipping it low? Oh, my goodness. Sit tight on the phones. We're talking that talk tonight. 272, sit tight. You're up next. Oh, no, Bishop. Hold on. Okay. I don't know who you are. Get back to me later. I'm busy right now. Folks, please don't send me paragraphs when I'm fucking working. This is work. This is not play time. G Depp has gotten clemency. I want to talk to some people who do you care? How do you feel about G Depp getting clemency? Area code 272. Good evening on a Sunday.
Man, I'll be honest with you, man. Good for him. If he felt that's what he had to do to clear his head and clear his mind, good for him. I wouldn't have did it, but, each his own.
Okay.
As far as T.D. Jakes, man, listen.
Well, hang on a second. Let's stay on G Depp, sir, because the man could not keep that on his conscience. He's got to get some type of respect from the streets, the hood. Huh? No?
But I would say this, right? For him to come out and do this and say that after all these years, what you just said is conscious, but it was something that was tearing him up inside.
Yes.
Well, he probably felt at peace. I got to let it go where he feel peace now.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you got to respect that. Because it's like you hold this something in. Like if somebody ever went to counseling, that's the number one thing they tell you in counseling. You got to let it out.
Right.
So maybe that was something that was killing him, eating him up inside. He felt like, I got to let this out just to release it. So
Do you know G Depp's music? G Depp was lit, man. He had bars, and I don't want to speak.
He was lit until Diddy did the Diddy shake on all of them.
Well,
because they
hang on,
some bad contracts.
Hang on, sir. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things I forget. Are you from the New York Tri-State area?
Yes.
Okay.
I grew up in Jersey.
Okay. I don't want to say something crazy, but I heard that G Depp was on drugs back in the days. And
Yeah, he definitely.
so we don't know for certain. Hang on, we don't know for certain. But this is what I heard. If you heard this, don't say definitely. You don't know definitely. This is what I heard. He may have been under some type of influence when he committed this crime that he admitted to. And the man is walking in his truth now. You said you would not have told on yourself. Let's find out who you are. Why would you not have come forward and said, hey, I killed somebody? Why not?
Because I look at it, there's a good and there's a bad of it. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the good with the evil. So I look at it, hey, if I come out and confess to that, yes, I might be clearing whether you believe in God or not, clearing my sin from what I did, right? Mm-hmm. But then I got to deal with the consequences over what my actions are. So my consequences might be they going to throw away the keys and send me to jail, right? So if I got a chance to get away with something and not tell on myself, I'm taking it to the grave with me.
Okay. Well, listen, G Depp wasn't scared to go to jail. I mean, but he's been granted clemency. I'm going to, walk through this as the night goes on. You want to say something about T.D. Jakes, or was it the other topic?
Yeah, T.D., I feel like when you heard what he said, whether he is or not, that's on him. That's between him and God. They got to deal with that, right? The problem with this is a lot of people, the minute, if this is all allegations, if it was, that's the case, right? The church would turn on him. And with that church turn on him, his pockets get empty. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. The minute a church turn on you, your pockets get empty. Because right now, he living off of the Congress. He living off of the church.
Okay.
You understand? So if he was to come in the midst of something like that, you're going to have people, A, they're going to support him, and you're going to have B, people going to start walking away from the church. So when they start walking away from the church, that's you losing money. Not only that, if you got high-up people in that church, they can vote for you to get out of the church.
Okay. Sir, I thank you for your call. Thank you.
Right.
That guy has called before, and he says a whole lot of nothing. With all due respect, it just you don't have to agree with me. I'm exploring different possibilities here. Maybe we should do a poll about Bishop T.D. Jakes. If he does come out and say he has been letting little niggas throttle him, what do you think? Do you think he will then be more in tune with today's society, That's an old term, throttle, Rum, rum, rum. Little nigga climb on his back. Rum, rum, rum. Bishop down there on all fours. Damn. Thank you for your donations, guys. I'm going to try and get to you shortly. Hold on a second. Someone says I used to be around G Depp. Yeah. Okay, someone sent me a text message. Yeah. Those were the rumors. Salute to Black Rob. He got G Depp his deal with Puffy? I met Black Rob a couple of times, man. He came on the Star and Buckwild show when we were on MTV 5 days a week. Great guy. Did he walk G Depp into chaos? Fucking with Puffy. All roads lead to Puffy. Flamethrower, I got your donation. Back straight, head up. Chin out. Who know T.D. Jakes? Oh, yeah, that's what he said. Start talking to the congregation, Takeem, got your donation. Caller sells bootleg. Okay, the other caller sells bootleg Michael Kors purses in the barber shop and sweeps the floor in between sales. Sheesh. Okay, we're going there tonight. Let's go to area code 862. Good evening. Are you there? 862. Got a few topics on the table here. Christmas Eve. 862. Yes, no, maybe. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Got to go. Let's get you up out of there. Folks, please don't call me on a speakerphone or you're doing something, you know. Let me try 303. Are you there? Good evening. Christmas Eve.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, yes, I'm actually just came across your podcast. I'm a 60-year-old woman who's been following T.D. Jakes for about 30 years.
Okay.
Always respected his teachings and everything. I've been in the church my whole life.
Okay.
I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
As a white woman in the church, I've been in ministry for about 25 years.
Okay.
If these accusations are true, it is beyond comprehension. Now, I'm not ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen many debaucheries in ministry before. My concern is how hard he's going to take a fall and if he's going to be able to land well with it. I do know he's probably going to be justified, like you were saying a little bit ago, you know, that people will say, well, that's his truth, whatever. But I'm going to go on all his teachings over the years. He used to teach upright standing messages. That's probably why he was so popular with his little zeal and my background is in acting and event coordination, so I know a lot of stage performances.
Okay.
But I also know there's a culture thing there too.
Yes.
But he used to teach very grounded standards. If this is true, and now mind you, I come from a long line of backslidden Christians my whole life, so I know all about the mixing and what goes on behind the scenes. I'm just one of them that just didn't choose to do that. I just choose to walk a straight and narrow path, only because I had such.
You lost your faith
at one time.
It's called you lost your
What's
faith.
that?
You lost your faith. Go ahead.
I didn't, but I came from it. Yes, my whole family has been backslidden.
Hang on. Technically, that's what it's called. You lost your faith. Your family sees you as someone who lost your faith. Respectfully.
Right.
Now, hang on a second. Hang on. You said you're a 60-year-old Caucasian woman, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Allow me to just add a little context to what you're saying here. So, I'm 59, 1 year younger than yourself. I remember Jim and Tammy Faye, huh? What was that like? Was it 87 and then in 88 you had Jimmy Swaggart? So it's not unfathomable that this couldn't be true, you know, with regards to T.D. Jakes. And now dealing with social media, people at some point want to get things off of their chest, their conscience. And then Ted Haggard, what year was that Ted Haggard admitted to? Well, actually, Ted Haggard was exposed by male escorts for doing booty bumps. He had to finally come out. So I'm not saying, you know, that T.D. Jakes is guilty, but I would not be surprised if it is true. Go ahead.
I want to end it on this. At the end of the day, you know, I once had a sticker that I had in my house. It says, when you die, nothing matters except location.
Okay.
And T.D. Jakes needs to come clean and let the cards fall if it's true. Now, if it isn't true, it's just as bad. We've all been slandered in our lives. We've all been accused, probably in situations that has been very heartbreaking.
Right.
I watched the thing today, and the whole thing looked like they were at a funeral.
Yeah.
No matter how much he pushed,
I loved it.
In the theatrics, it felt like a funeral. The family behind him, because usually they're louder and expressive. So I'm going to look that in the middle of the road. And I have also had people look me. I'm dealing with somebody right now who is a anointed, talented minister who we know molested his daughter, and he's getting away with it.
Please don't say the name. Please don't say the name. Please.
I wouldn't. No, you would never know. It's somebody in my background. But
okay, go ahead.
There's just no stopping them unless the Most High does it. It's just the way it is. But if he did this, Whether he's gay or not, that's another story. But the debauchery, I'm a firm believer. If you're in ministry and you're doing things that are unclean, you need to step down and go do what you got to do. But you must step down. This is where the rubber meets the road, and I just do not understand how all these men can stick it here, stick it there, have affairs, preach the gospel, and get up there, and then act like nothing. Well, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes when they're crying and repenting and breaking down. It's like Mike Bickle's garbage is going on right now. I mean, he took how many months before he started coming clean, but he dragged everybody through the mud.
Yeah.
All that money that the people have paid into the church. Somebody's cleaning house. It ain't me and it ain't you, but somebody is cleaning house.
Can I jump in for a second? And I'm going to give you the last word. Can I jump in?
Okay.
If this is true, I don't want him to step down. I don't. Now, am I trolling to some degree? I'm a proud non-believer in the theory of God. I've studied religion for decades. I didn't reach the rational awakening that I live under now by way of any hardship. I did extensive studying, going way back, and I don't even need to keep being redundant, but I don't think he should step down. I think he should live his truth. And if his followers, some of them go away, okay, but he will get new followers in today's day and age with social media and the state that we are in, mankind, where we're now saying that there's more than two genders. This might be an even bigger platform for him. But I'll give you the last word. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just saying I don't think you should step down.
I hear what you're saying. And, obviously I've got a master's in Middle Eastern history, so I've been around the block as well, and I've studied the word as a woman for all these years. But I'm very convinced you cannot do this kind of a debauchery and then stand in the house of God. You know that if I even cuss around my relatives, they would not take me seriously. I don't cuss because I come from a family. If I just cuss, you will not take somebody seriously. I don't care about the mixing. He has to step down, get some counseling with his wife, whatever. He's got to come clean because I know somebody personally who was a hitman, drug cartel, he's a minister now, who committed. He was a hitman, had an army of 300 of him in prison. His name, he's a dear friend of ours for 20 years. He died, committed suicide after a life of crime, went to hell, and he straight up came back, and he said there are Christians in hell who do debauchery, who do not get out of hell. That's my last word on it. You must never play with your soul. If he's doing this stuff and stands up in the house of God, right, it's Ichabod. The glory will depart from him.
I have one more question. Hang on a second. I have one more question. I'm enjoying the conversation. You're a very knowledgeable woman.
Thank you.
You said you have a master's in what?
Middle Eastern history.
Okay. So
Israel.
So King James the First was openly gay. Yes?
Yes. King James the First, who authored demonology prior to revising the Old Testament to the New Testament. I'm a dropout, by the way, high school. So what's the big deal now here in 2024? If King James the First himself, who most people refer to the King James Version, if he was smoking poles, what's the big deal with Bishop T.D. Jakes coming out and say, hey, I take it on all fours? Please finish up. The fact that we would even have to, I'm stunned, not but your question, but I am stunned that today, 2024, that we would even have to wonder how inappropriate all of it is. Now, do I have gay relatives? Yes. I have an uncle that raised me that was gay, and he's been with his boyfriend for 40 years. I adore them wonderfully. But even they are convicted by what they're doing.
Oh.
I went to a conference about a year and a half ago, in Tampa, Florida, not Tampa, but West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay.
It was all ex-homosexuals, transgenders. I just went there to see what it was like because I like to check things out.
Yeah.
There was probably 400 of them, trans, everything, lesbians. They were all saying that they came out of this lifestyle because deep down in your soul, they know it's wrong. It doesn't it's not rocket science. Having said that, I still feel...
Are they going to burn in a lake of fire? You said they're convicted.
Well, what does the word... Well, you said you're a theologian. What does the word say? He that does such things, I can't judge you if you're going there, because I once had somebody in my family say to me, you know I'm gay, what's going to happen to me? And I said, you really need to walk, you need to quietly talk to God about it. Because I could have a battle that I come from.
Yeah.
It's a battle. We're all in a battle. But you do not get to stand in the house of God and say, I like to do it on all the poking garbage that's going on in the force. You can't do that. You can't even get in the pulpit and start cussing and people be comfortable with that. No matter how.
So Fred Phelps.
It's wrong.
So Fred Phelps was spitting the truth, yes? Fred Phelps.
What's that? I couldn't hear you, sir. What'd you say?
Fred Phelps, Pastor Phelps, was spitting the truth. Yes?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part. You're echoing for some reason.
Pastor Fred Phelps. Fred Phelps?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
For some reason, it's echoing. I can't hear you.
Don't worry about it.
I said my piece.
Thank you,
You
darling.
already know.
Thank you.
All know. We've all done nasty, but he can't stand pulpit and do that lifestyle. He cannot do it.
Thank you so much.
I don't care how big his crowd gets. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate talking to her. When I mentioned Fred Phelps, she didn't want no parts of that. I didn't touch the button. What's she talking about? Echoes. Oh, my goodness. Anybody ever heard of Fred Phelps? Whoo! Huh? That's the old white preacher. I think he died in 2013 or 14. I forget. He used to go to people's funerals. I'm talking about you're going to burn in hell if you were gay. Anyway, Takeem, I got your other donation. Thank you so much. Stacy Galore. Hey, Stacy. Stacy said, I created the lake of fire. Okay. Guys, we're having a discussion this evening in case you're just now joining us. In my communities section is one of Bishop T.D. Jakes' clips from his broadcast today. He says he's not going to address the nonsense, the shenanigans that we are circulating on the internet. Long story short, he ain't got time, but I do. Ooh, child, I got time tonight. Let me go to Cash App. I thank you guys for your support. Blade, thank you for tapping in. Blade says, Star loves kicking a man when he's down. That's a whole fact. That's one of my mottos. Most requested. I got your donation. Thank you for your support. Hold on a second. P-Star, I think. PB. Okay. You're calling him PB? Oh, Power. Oh, I like that. PB Jakes. Okay, someone just sent in a new nickname. Oh, this is Red. Red, what up, baby? Red Carson, a comedian. He says, Star, I think PB Jakes or peanut butter. Wow. Okay, you've been saying this. Red, you want to call in? Call in. Tonight's a good night to call in. Okay, somebody sent in $1 donation. Let me block your bum ass. We don't do dollar donations. Okay. Okay. Area code 646. Good evening. We're talking about a few topics. Christmas Eve. Are you there? 646.
Hey, good evening. Good evening, Star. Merry Christmas.
Yes,
How
sir.
are you?
Merry Christmas. I celebrate all holidays, sir. Wishing you and your family well.
So,
Absolutely.
thank you. Well, I am a born again believer, and this thing with TD Jakes is really shocking, in a sense, because I hadn't really been following him for a while, but I agree with you 100%. I mean, this is the week that the Pope said, "Hey, we accept gays now." I think TDJ is gonna be the Black Pope after this. He's gonna be the Black Pope. He's gonna be the Black Pope. He gonna revise his message, and I wouldn't be surprised. I had sent a donation and I sent a message saying I wouldn't be surprised if he cooperates with the feds to protect the bag. He was at the party. He's gonna snitch. He said, "I gotta come clean. I saw some things I shouldn't have seen." You know how it works.
Okay.
I don't put nothing past anyone. Even Judas tried to give the money back in the Bible. Pharisees said no.
Okay.
And that's what I see happening here.
Let me go on record and say
how much
I hope it's true. I hope he has been involved. I have no knowledge, but I hope he has been, and maybe this will help others. TD Jakes is the biggest of the big right now. Would you not agree? Do you keep your eye on him from time to time?
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and there's always been rumors circulating, but I remember like 20 years ago, CNN did a piece, and they said on CNN, I can't even say it with a straight face, but you could look this up. This is documented. They said that they couldn't find any wrongdoing in this man.
There you go.
That's when I knew he was part of the club.
Yeah.
He said they couldn't find any wrongdoing in this.
Do you know his wife's name? He's been married since '82. It starts with an S. Know his wife's name?
Sarita, if I'm not mistaken.
Come on.
Yeah, Sarita Jakes. Yes, absolutely. So it's one thing. Like I said, I think he's gonna protect the bag at all costs. I think he's gonna cooperate with the feds against Diddy. I really do. I mean, he's how can he be any different than Reverend Al Sharpton, who wore a wire for the feds?
Okay.
I can't put nothing past anybody right now.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate the call. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Hold on a second. Guys, was James Cleveland gay? I forget. Where is your faith? Tell me about it. You would have to really know gospel music to know that song or James Cleveland. Oh, he was so talented. Erica got your donation, allegedly number 9, and Rory. Okay, he's taking shots at people who are not on the line. Where is your faith? It's one of my favorite songs. Terrence, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Is it time for TD Jakes and Will Smith to come out? Oh. Duran, I got your donation. Welcome home, G Depp. Absolutely. Let me put that on the screen, because if nobody wants to chime in on sleep divorce strategies for couples, which I have the story here, then I want to give G Depp some shine, okay? Thank you again. Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for your donation. Call in if you like, Melissa, okay? Let's get back to the phone lines here. Area code 774. We're having a discussion. Bishop TD Jakes has responded to the crabs. Crabs in the bucket. We did it again. Come on.
Yeah, man. TV Jakes. Well, he's a human like the rest of them, man. So people tripping, and this dude is, maybe he did it, maybe he didn't do it, but he's human just like everybody else.
Are you up to speed on the story at all, sir? Or are you just calling me, high on that shit? You sound high. Sunday night. What are you doing?
What you talk? Nah, man, I'm relaxing, man. Nah, I don't get high, but T.D. Jakes is a man like everybody else, though. You know what I mean?
Are you laying on your stomach with your feet in the air? What are you doing? Fucking cool.
Nah, I'm sitting on my sitting at the stool next to my cabinet in the kitchen, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You're boring me, sir. I gotta
Don't
go.
make fun
Sir,
of-
you're boring me. I gotta go. But thank you. Let's get him out of here. Sound like he's smoking a Benson and Hedges with his legs crossed. 646, you're up next. Sit tight, 646. Uncle Kurt, I got your donation via PayPal. Thank you so much. He says, what a clown T.D. Jakes is. At first, he wasn't going to talk about it. Then he addressed it. He was wearing that zesty red suit. The only thing missing were the boys. Yo, the fucking suit jacket was fire. That shit's custom made. He always wears custom made shit, you know? Creflo Dollar used to wear custom made suits. He fell off. 105 fam, thank you for your donation via PayPal. Yo, Star, you got to check out the new Godzilla film. Yeah, it's on the free movie website. I saw the thumbnail. I just said, do you recommend it? Okay, I might watch that tomorrow. 105 fam, thank you for your donation. 646, good evening. Is T.D. Jakes playing hide the salami? Any knowledge? What are your thoughts? He addressed the bullshit today on his platform. 646. Yes, no, maybe? Gotta go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, good evening. Good evening.
Yes. Listen, to be totally honest with you, I would not be surprised. Listen, this is all a business. This is all it's ever been about. It's like they're misleading people.
Yeah.
So, of course, they're living their lives doing that. I grew up in church. It's all a bunch of phony nonsense. And so you're right. If he doesn't step down, he's probably only going to get bigger because every time the model has to change because, you know, when the Savior does not come back, they got to move some things around so that they can, you know, adjust so they get new followers. It's all a new business. That's why they go out and they recruit.
Yes.
It's recruiting.
Right.
It's just a business. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that he does that. They know they have nothing to worry about. There's no lightning coming from the sky to strike them down. None of this stuff is going to happen. So, of course, they can run around doing this and playing the boys' booties. I mean, it is what it is. Why is anybody surprised by this? I have no idea. I'd be shocked if it
Well,
wasn't.
they're saying he's the power bottom. They're saying he's the one that has been getting thrusted from behind. Niggas have been putting a saddle on him. That's what the claims are.
Well, listen, I would not be surprised. It wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all a business, and it is what it is. They just keep changing things and flipping things around to keep new members. I mean, people are leaving in flocks because they know it's a bunch of nonsense. So what do? You make it new age, and you recruit. Like, I'm from Jamaica, and back when I was forced to go to church, reggae was devil music. Now they playing reggae in churches. They could never, back in the day, they could never do anything like that.
Right.
You'd be
Right.
excommunicated, no one would talk to you. Now they're playing full-blown reggae in old-school Christian churches in Jamaica. My brother sent me a video. It was hilarious.
Is that the video where they had Super Cat playing?
Nah. But yeah, I mean, I don't.
That was my nigga back in the days, Super Cat.
Yeah, because you used to run like with the shower posse and all them, right? Yeah.
Well, Super Cat was larger than life. I've seen him perform live at least four or five times in Brooklyn, man. Back in the days, his shows were lit. Anyway,
Cat is the man. He's one of my favorite artists.
yeah, he was. Hey, man, before you go, sleep divorce strategies. There's a article in Forbes talking about, couples today. I'm not sure how old you are, sleeping in separate
43.
Okay, sleeping in separate rooms, and it's not an issue. Couples have different work hours now. People are content creators. people have online businesses, so it's not really because they're not getting along, but it's supposedly it's helping. Any experience there? Sleep divorce strategies?
Nah, I mean, I normally don't sleep in the bed with my girlfriend anyway because I have a 4-year-old, which you can hear right now, bothering me, and she takes up all my time. So I'm usually sleeping in the bed next to her. So we don't really get much time to sleep next to each other because she takes up all my time.
Okay.
So by the time she gets home from work, I'm dealing with her. So, but I mean, I guess I could see how that could work. I mean, I don't really believe in marriage either. I think it's a whole bunch of nonsense. It's just another business. It's like they just suck money out of you from the day you're born to the day you die. It's all about money.
Yeah. I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you. Thank you for tapping in.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you.
Yes,
man.
sir. Salute.
Later.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, you know. Shazam, I got your donation. Okay. Yeah, I did see an article about, I think there's a lawsuit. Sirius XM is being sued. Is that what you're talking about? Because people can't get out of those subscriptions. Hang on a second. Who sent me that email? Sirius XM being sued. People are trying to cancel subscriptions. Okay, here it is. SiriusXM sued over illegal cancellation process. The New York attorney says. Who's behind the lawsuit? Hold on a second. Ooh. The New York Attorney General filed the lawsuit against SiriusXM. I'll leave that alone for right now. Lex Barber, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Happy Kwanzaa. Anybody still celebrate Kwanzaa? Area code 305, good evening. We're talking about Bishop T.D. Jakes. He got emotional during his sermon today, denouncing the claims. Are you up to speed? 305.
What's up, Star?
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, my brother. Listen, everybody's guilty, man. Everybody's guilty, you know. I don't know why we're making a big deal about it, you know. All these people, they're doing their thing. Like you said before, man, like you were telling that lady earlier, King James himself was gay.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? They've been gay from the beginning, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, Star.
Homosexuality started in Africa. You know that, right?
Excuse me?
Homosexuality started in Africa. All things started in Africa.
I'm sure he did. Yeah. I'm sure he did, my brother. I'm sure he did.
Okay, sir, I'm going to hang up on you if you call me brother again. You did it twice. Come on, man. We're having a conversation.
I'm sorry, Star.
It offends me, sir.
I'm
sir,
sorry.
That offends me. Please, come on. Continue speaking.
I'm sorry. I know that offends you. I know that offends you.
Come on.
I am sorry. I apologize. I just letting you know that you're doing great work, man.
Thank you.
And
are you celebrating the holidays, sir? It's Christmas Eve. You're in Jamaica or you're
bro.
from Jamaica?
Nah, I'm Cuban.
Oh, okay.
I'm Cuban, but I'm a Muslim, bro. I'm a Muslim because I'm Muslim. I'm not. I don't even, bro. Listen, I don't even observe Ramadan sometimes.
Okay.
You know, I'm not too much into that.
Were you born in Cuba?
Shit, you know?
Were you born in Cuba?
Yeah, I was born in Cuba.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Cuba.
How old were you when you came here?
I was 14 years old.
Okay.
I came 1980. You know, when all those migrants came from Cuba in 1980. You know, during the Carter administration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back when they cleaned out the jails in Cuba and the insane
Yes.
and the insane asylums. Hang on. And the insane asylums, when they cleaned those out, you came over, or your parents, respectfully, who came over when they let the jails?
Yes.
You know.
Yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I have a cousin. He's dead now, but he came. He was locked up, and they told him, "You're gonna get on this boat,
right,
or you're gonna serve 20 more years."
Yeah.
And that nigga says, "Nah, I'm going to the USA."
You've got 18 hours to get out of here, or we're gonna shoot you. We're gonna waste. we're gonna waste bullets, because bullets are expensive, right? We'll shoot you.
Listen,
you don't have 24 hours.
Yeah.
Hang on. You get 18 hours to get the fuck out of here. So your family member got on a goddamn raft or an inner tube and made it over to Miami. Yes, and here you are.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely, yeah. That's exactly how it happened.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened.
I
bro.
respect you for keeping it real, because a lot of people, they got it real fucking twisted about how a lot of Cubans came here. They cleaned out the fucking jails and the goddamn insane asylums, and they said, "Hey, you got less than 24 hours to get off the fucking island, or else."
No, it did. They did. There was a lot. They cleaned up the crazy house. That any bombs, any crazy people that was in the street, they will put them in those boats. Me and my family, my father was here for 10 years before, and he went over there to pick us up in a big boat.
Right.
Just to make the long story short, in that boat there was only like 10 families that were supposed to be on that boat. They put over 400 people on that boat.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
So there was like all kinds of people, prostitutes, killers, all that. They was cleaning house. They was cleaning house. So,
well, let me just say this so that it's not, taken the wrong way. I hung out with some really cool Cuban kids back in the early days when I went to George Washington High School in Uptown Manhattan. It's going very far back, class of '82, and they were cool, man, good people. It was all mostly Dominicans in that school. Colombians, but there were some Cubans there, man, and they were good people. I got nothing bad to say about you.
Yeah. Well, most of my life, man, I hang out with black people.
Yeah,
Black Americans.
Yeah.
My wife.
You're a nigga with straight hair. You're a nigga. You just got straight hair.
Nah, man. I'm straight black, man. I'm straight black like coffee, man. I'm black, nigga. I'm black.
Got you.
What you talking about? What you talking about? Nigga, I'm black.
You keeping it real. You keeping it real.
I'm pro black all the way, man. I'm one of those Malcolm X type of niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No, I'm black, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, have a great Christmas.
Yes.
Great Christmas, man. Salute.
Nah, fuck that. Nah, man, ain't no fucking Christmas, man.
Okay.
Listen.
Right. I do.
Just for the information. I'm that guy most requested.
Okay.
I donated to your channel a little while ago, but
thank you, man.
Just keep it pushing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man. Salute. Thank you.
Salute to you, Star.
Okay.
God bless.
Yes, sir. God bless, man. God bless. There is no God, but God bless. Guys, on the screen, 20for30.shop. Please go there. Tell them I sent you. That's a great platform. They can help you. Okay, with insurance. Is that white boy Rory sending in a super chat? Rory, are you calling in? I don't see a star. In Compton, 3 homies stand under the mistletoe and kiss while screaming on Pyru for Christmas. Okay. Nick, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Big Yankee 89. TD Bottom Bussy Jakes. Spirit, I see you, sir. Good evening. Thank you for tapping in. I see your wrench works. Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. Check that man out. He has got a great selection of classic R&B, jazz, and other things as well. Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. Spirit, you can always call in, man. I'm sipping tonight myself, so don't worry, if you want to just promote something, if you have any type of contest coming up, man, tonight's a great night to call in. TJ, got your donation. Dashing through these hoes on the pulpit. Hold on a second, I missed that. Dashing through these hoes on the pulpit every day, dashing through these bussy jingle bells. Okay. And Tyra says, this is why you walk your own spiritual path. Okay, destroyer of false prophets, thank you for tapping in. TD Jakes will snitch on Diddy to protect the bag. At some point, I would imagine, they may want to talk to Diddy, I don't wish nothing bad upon the guy, man, but he's had a hell of a run. Hell of a run, okay? Roberto, I got your donation. Have a great Christmas, Star. Sir, Merry Christmas to you. I'm looking forward to it, man. Listen, I started playing my favorite Christmas album 2 weeks ago. Tony Braxton, Snowflakes. Always gets me in the great place. Hey, Lisa. Hold on a second. Lisa says, hi, Star. I sent you a cash app this evening. I'm enjoying you as always, and you always enlighten me. Thank you so much, Lisa. Okay. Yeah. Let's get some phone calls rolling here, okay? I was waiting on someone to call in. I don't see the number. So let me try 443. Good evening. We're talking about a few topics. Bishop T.D. Jakes has responded to the nonsense. Are you up to speed? 443.
Oh man, I just want to say that for P. Diddy to pimp him out and bring him over to Fudge Pack Island, and as a man of the cloth, number one, he shouldn't have never been there because he could have did a video conference if he wanted to wish him a happy birthday. But to show up with the girls butt naked, thongs on, weed smoking, the Ciroc flying, breasts flying all over the place, it's really, it's questionable. Because I'm going to say this as a man of the cloth, he should have said, hey, I can't be at your party, but what I can do is I can send you a video to wish you a happy birthday. But then there's also there's also on YouTube a video of him and his wife together. He has some orange shorts on, and he's swinging his arms, which look kind of suspect. But I'm not here to say whether he did or didn't, and I'm knowing that the girls are there. Oh my God, TD Jakes is here. Let me hide these titties. I don't think that's the way that's going to work. But I will say that we don't know for sure, but it does look very suspect to be at a party that a pastor or a bishop should not be at.
Stay with me for a second, sir. You sound like a knowledgeable man. Where did we...
My father's a pastor.
Okay. Where did we get this whole notion and this idea that the men of the cloth were not playing hide the salami and that the gay rituals and the openly homosexual routines were not once part of everyday life and religion? Where did we start thinking that this was not acceptable? Do you know?
Well, if we go back to the priests, the priests are out there that's having minimal affairs with these young kids. It's been known to be done for some time, but the thing of the matter is that for a bishop on the level of T.D. Jakes, that speaks about certain things that we should not do. Well, the Bible teaches us about the love of money. So if you can be pimped out over $1 million and say, you know what, won't you come on out tonight and I'll give you $1 million toward the church. But to be at that setting, knowing that, as I stated earlier, there's titties popping, there's weed smoking, there's drinking going around, there's girls with thongs on. You think the girl might have said, oh, my God, T.D. Jakes is here, let me hide these titties. No. She said, oh, my God, T.D. Jakes is here, let me just pop these titties out a little bit more. But
I hear you, sir, but again, you sound like a man of a certain age. Can I ask, how old are you?
62.
You're older than me. So now, you know, America has twisted a lot of things around. And, you know, up until 1973, homosexuality was classified as a mental problem. Yes, up until 1973. Then it was declassified. But America has its views of religion and things. You mentioned the Bible. Are you a man of color, African American, or?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am African American. And my father.
Well, hang on a second. Hang on. Let's have that conversation. Why are you, even if you're not from Africa, let's say you're here. Let's say you're native, because a lot of black people are native. They were already here. This goes back for. Anyway, what does the Holy Bible have to do with you?
Well, the Holy Bible has to do with a man who preaches the word. And if you're preaching the word and you're speaking against what the Bible states and how it states things should be done or what you should not do.
Sir, are you Jewish? Sir, are you Jewish?
Let me make sure I understand your question.
It's a very simple question. If you're not Jewish, sir, the Bible has...
Oh, no, I'm not Jewish at all. No, I'm not Jewish at all.
The Bible is not for you. It has nothing to do with you, regardless of what the Romans may have started, you know, trying to spread the word of, you know, just the Bible's not for you. Right?
What do you mean when you say the Bible's not for me?
Jesus knew nothing. Jesus knew nothing about Christianity. Jesus was a Jew, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The Bible has nothing to do with you as a black man. Not a goddamn thing.
Well, when you're preaching the word, I have to say this. When you're preaching
if you want to talk about the Ethiopian Bible, I'll hear you out, but that the Jewish Bible has nothing to do with you. At all.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, that's understanding. I can understand that. But let's say someone, Bishop T.D. Jakes, preaches the word, and the word that he preaches is from the Bible. The word that he preaches in his church and the word that he preaches, I've sent them donations and money. As a matter of fact, I just got something from him recently about sending some more money out.
Right.
But the thing of the matter is that what I'm trying to make a point of is that because you preach these words, you should not be at Fudge Pack Island where these things are going on, and there's a lot of fudge packing and a lot of sexual activities going on. And even if that wasn't the case, let's say that it wasn't the case, that there was no fudge packing going on. Let's just say that there's a part.
Sir, can we get back to the real nuts and bolts of this Bible? Never mind all the fudge packing, all that little cute little terminology. You say you send donations to T.D. Jakes, yes?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Many a times.
Jesus was a Jew. Jesus was talking to the Jews. Christianity was started how many years after the death of Jesus? How many years, sir?
How many years after the death of Jesus?
Yeah, he knew nothing about Christianity. How many years after the death of Jesus did Apostle Paul start talking about Christianity?
I need you to help me out on that one.
Well, sir, you said your father was a preacher. That's what you said, yes?
Well, my father's a pastor. It's not me. My father's a pastor. Yeah, he wanted me.
You never listened to your father?
Because you can't have one foot on one side and one foot on another.
You never listened to your father? Well, sir, if you don't know the answer to that question, why are you sending T.D. Jakes donations?
Well, if you're preaching, my thing is this: I sent it to T.D. Jakes. I sent it to Bishop Noel Jones. I help church organizations.
What have you sent to the Star Report? So I'm giving you knowledge right now. What have you sent to the Star Report?
Repeat that.
What have you sent to the Star Report? Donations. I'm just asking. I don't need nothing. I'm just asking.
You know what? That's something I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
To be honest, because
you've never sent a fucking dime here. Hang on, sir. Hang on. I let you speak. Excuse me. You've never sent a dime here. but you're sending money to people who are giving you a false word. And for the record, sir, it was 40 years after the death of Jesus when Apostle Paul started preaching about Christianity. Thank you, sir.
That's
Good night.
awesome. That you know.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Fuck out of here. Sheesh. This is how Christianity catches these people. Guys on the screen. Oh, don't make me get to sipping. Sexuality vodka. It's one of my sponsors. Boy, y'all got the atheists up here dropping bombs tonight, huh? Duran, I got your donation. Okay. He says, I did 3 years in prison, not turning myself in for murder. Okay. Lisa, I thank you again. Lisa says, yeah, G Depp, man. A good guy. Met him. I wish him all the best. Two-Tone got your donation. Merry Christmas, boss nigga. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the day tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Gangs of Love, I see you, sir. Are you calling? And he says, Rory and TD Jakes both bottoms. Hashtag per. Okay. Wicked Hebrew got your donation, sir, for the machine. Big nigga. Yes, sir. Thank you. Let's go to area code 407. Oh, it's Sunday. Christmas Eve. Are you there? We're talking about the bishop. The bishop has addressed the bullshit. We brought him down to where we are.
Yo.
The crabs in the bucket.
Yo.
Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, look, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is my first time on here, and I just heard you talking about TD Jakes, bro.
Yeah.
I think the nigga did it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. The nigga had he had to do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? He had to do it. Cause look, first of all, like bro said earlier, ain't no way no pastor gonna be partying with Diddy. Did you hear how he's pressing Fab like, yeah, you ain't partying with me like that? He already sus, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
1 + 1 is 2, and 2 × 2 is 4. You know what I'm saying? It make the most sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? He can say what he want to say. He gonna say what's gonna make the most sense, period, to everybody in his congregation. You know, that's what everybody said. That's what George Bush said. He ain't had sexual relations with that woman. He did that shit. Mm-hmm. We all know he did that shit. So it's damn near the same thing. That's just how I'm going about the situation. But that's all I wanted to say about it.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
And this is your first time calling the show?
Yeah, hell yeah. My man just put me on. And
okay.
He was like, he was telling me that.
Can I ask you, with all due respect, the next time you call in, take your butt plug out, okay? Because you sound weird as fuck.
Nigga,
Let's get you the fuck out of here, weirdo. Nigga calling me sounding goofy. 105 fam. Okay, hang on a second. Where are you? Are you on the line? 340. I'm looking for 340. Is that the area code? I see 430. Okay, this might be him right here. Hold on a second. 105 fam, is that you, man? Thank you for your support. 105 fam.
Hey, sir. Good evening. Happy holidays, man.
Same to you, man. To you and the entire family, I wish you all peace and prosperity, man. Where do you want to start?
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to hit you with this here, right?
Come on.
Certain people have crept in unnoticed who long ago were determined for this condemnation. Ungodly people who perverted the grace of God into sensuality and deny our only Master and Lord Jesus Christ.
Let's go.
Right? So this isn't anything new. The Bible believing Christian community, we've never really taken T.D. Jakes seriously. You know what I'm saying? For people who really read the Bible and believe what the Bible says, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of pastors, there's a thing called exegesis and eisegesis, right? A lot of pastors, TV pastors, big pastors, and things like that, they eisegete. They put their own opinions and their own twist on the scripture. You know what I'm saying? To get money or to get influence over the crowd, right? Or to build a crowd, right?
Right.
Exegesis is preaching the word
and explaining what the author meant, who the author was speaking to at the time, and exactly what the word was saying. So it is nothing new. It's nothing surprising. You know, when you say T.D. Jakes, like I said, most of the Bible believing community, we've already looked at T.D. Jakes and them like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Entertainers. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's as entertaining as hell. That's why I watch him. But no, I think that what comes out of his mouth is pure, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but it's Americanized, and he gets by like so many others because of the establishment clause, the separation of church and state. And that's why he doesn't
church and state.
That's why he doesn't pay taxes. So I'm entertained by the bullshit, and bullshit it is, but
right, and can I say I say this? This is and it's explained in the scriptures as well why these people are rich, right? It says, for the time is coming when people will not endure sound teaching, but having itching ears, they will accumulate teachers for themselves to suit their own passions, and will turn away from the truth and wander to myths. So, I mean, it's for like I said, for the Bible believing community, is nothing new. It's just like, hey, this is what goes on. This is what we expect, But what goes up must come down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the way of the world. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to see him fall from grace and and let's see if he has the power to rebuild it, because he's been eating high up off the hog for a lot of years, and what he does oh so well. But I would like to see him fall from grace and cry, beg, and sob the same way Jimmy Swaggart had to do it. There has to be a break at some point.
Of course.
I'm hoping a boy pops up and says, here I go. I want to see it. Go ahead.
Well, see, for someone like that, right? Them falling or whatever is just gonna solidify which side he's on, and there's a whole following. I mean, a lot of his following is already on that end, to be honest, because he's a hustler. Let me don't say a hustler. He's a businessman, right?
Yes.
So we all know in America, we all know when it comes to sales and when it comes to advertisement, women are the main consumers, right? So T.D. Jakes really he appeals more to women and to effeminate men, right?
Oh yes.
So and nobody's more forgiving and more willing to welcome you back than a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So if he was to come out, there would a certain amount of people who wasn't sure they're gonna leave him, but his core following and a whole brand new following are gonna be like, hey, we got our guy. Our guy is here. You know what I'm saying?
You spitting facts right now. You spitting facts. The black woman will forgive him. Yeah, he'll be fine.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I'm counting the days for the boy to pop up.
You know what's funny?
I'm tired of hiding in the cracks and in the crevices. He been buying me brand new cars, all this jewelry. I just need to speak my piece. Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
Listen, sir. When I was a kid, right? My mom would watch TBN sometimes, right?
Okay.
And I would complain when he came on to preach. I would say, "Mommy, why does this guy act like that, right? Why does he move his hand this way? Why does he move his head this way? It seems funny. It seems like fish behavior, right?" So she says, "You're right. I don't like it. I don't like him." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So from a kid, I've always been like, he has a little sugary vibe. Yeah. It's obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Are you born and raised? Are you born and raised in Jamaica?
No, I'm Florida born, right? But my family's on the Virgin Islands. I spent all my life
right. Do they still have the buggery laws in the Virgin Islands? I know they still in Jamaica.
Nah, man, they open. Remember now, we got Stacey Plaskett in the White House, and she's liberal, so we're all open. We're opened up now, man. We're opened up.
Wow.
They come here to get married and stuff now. Yeah, man.
Whoa,
it's crazy.
Whoa. So white people, they can go get married in the Virgin Islands. What about Jamaica? No more buggery laws?
I don't know about Jamaica, man. I don't know too much about them right now. I know they're going crazy over there too, man. They're trying to go rainbow over there too.
Okay. Hey, man, I appreciate your support as always, man. Salute to you and the family tomorrow.
For sure.
Thank you so much. Thank
You too, man.
Yes, sir.
You too. Respect. Yes, sir.
Respect. Anybody want to call in and tell me about the... Let me just Google this right now. Sir Shai, I got your donation. Okay, Sir Shai is taking shots at Skylar Saunders now. Whoa. Where you going, Sir Shai? Bulgari. Okay, laws regarding homo. Okay, that's 2006. Can someone please bring me up to speed? Okay, activists urge Jamaica to nix anti-sodomy laws amid violence. Have they? I bet you, if you play Boom Bye Bye, you're in trouble, huh? Hey, Lauren, I got your donation star. I'm a believer who doesn't trust mega church pastors, nor should you. And anybody remember Joel Osteen? They closed the doors on his mega church. Didn't they have some flooding years ago down there in Houston? People needed shelter. I'm going to Google that while I take another call. And they wouldn't open the doors to his church, wouldn't let people in. No, you can't come in here and fuck up the carpet. Area code 770. Bishop T.D. Jakes has addressed the bullshit. Are you up to speed? Denouncing being a power bottom. 7.
Yes, sir.
7.
Yeah. I'm up to speed. What's going on, Star?
Good evening, sir. Happy Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, if anything. Go ahead.
Yes, same to you, sir. Same to you.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I'm up to speed. with TD Jakes. I just feel like most of the people that's trying to judge him, they don't even know what they're trying to judge him on, because they don't even know what they're following them their damn selves. You feel me? TD Jakes, he hanging with Diddy. Hey, let him do his thing, man. You know, let him do his thing.
Want me to respond? I mean, I'm letting you speak, but you said most people are judging him wrongly. Is that what you said?
Yeah, because, okay, like you had a couple.
I disagree. Now, hang on a second. I disagree. You know, a person who doesn't know the Bible doesn't have to know every chapter. It doesn't, you know, a person who looks at TD Jakes doesn't have to know the Bible to say, hey, if you're not living your truth, you're wrong. You're a false prophet, if you're a prophet at all, and you're a liar. That's wrong. If he's not living his truth, if he's preaching the word, and he's talking about man and wife becoming one, so on and so forth, but yet and still he's getting, he's got little niggas gripping his tool, you know, and that's wrong. That's wrong, wouldn't you say? It's wrong.
Yeah, in that aspect, yeah. But TD Jakes is just a motivational speaker that uses the Bible as a cloak.
Come on.
For his speeches, he doesn't teach the Bible. Most of the people, like you said, don't understand the Bible. The guy that you told earlier, Jesus is Jewish. Well, that's true. Yeah, the Messiah was a Jew, but then you told him that Christians shouldn't be reading the Bible or something like that. You said, but the Jews are the Negroes, right? When you read it from a Christianity aspect, then the Bible doesn't make any sense.
Not American Negro, sir. Don't start that. Yo, they was black too.
What you mean?
People from the hang on, sir. People from the 12 tribes would not claim an African American. Fuck out of here with that goofy shit. Stop it. Stop.
What you mean? I'll be
Sir,
hearing my man call
I was
it.
very crystal clear. Don't try to act like, yo, they was black too. We related to Cleopatra. Cleopatra would spit on 99.9% of African Americans today.
Cleopatra, she was from the line of Seleucus. She came from one of the Roman generals, one of Alexander's generals. So she was a white woman. I know that.
So you can try to classify Cleopatra, Nefertiti, whatever you want, but they wouldn't give a fuck about an African American. That's my point. Now, hang on a second. You're talking about the Bible. Do you yourself know the Bible? I'm just asking.
Yeah, of course.
Really?
That's my thing.
Tell us about the Book of Enoch.
The book of Enoch is not in the canonized version, so it wasn't classified as a legitimate book. But
tell us. But tell us about it. What was the book of? What is it about?
I never went into the Book of Enoch. I'm trying to tell you that all my teachings.
Well, then you don't know the Bible, sir. Sir, you just can't pull out books and say,
Listen, there's 80 books in the Bible that were received in 1611 from King James. So 81 really. The Book of Enoch was not in that. If you go back to the Torah, it doesn't mention anything about that.
The Torah, the Talmud, the Hadith, but here's the thing. If you yourself, you just said you know the Bible, but just tell us, what is the Book of Enoch about? I mean, I can help you, but I'm an atheist, and I'm not trying to act like some fucking know-it-all. But you say, hang on a second. In order to reach the rational understanding that I do claim to have, in order to wake up in the bosom of reality, I had to research these things. What is the Book of Enoch about? It's very simple.
I just told you I never went down that road. I deal with Genesis.
The origin of demons. Write that down, sir. The origin
of demons. Okay.
Demons. You do believe in demons, okay. Sir. You do believe in demons, yes?
Yeah. Most definitely.
Witches.
Most definitely.
Witches.
A demon is really a genius spirit.
Do you believe in witches, warlocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Are black women in America witches?
A lot of them are. When you see them with them damn beads on their waist and shit, trying to put a spell on niggas, yeah.
All right, so I gotta go. You don't know shit. Thank you. That nigga don't know nothing about no goddamn Bible. I was just being crazy about our black women in America, witches. Just, I'm just playing. Bussy Nation, I got your donation via PayPal. Of course, the bishop wasn't going to address our intimate relationship. He was being popular. Pardon me. He has been popular amongst the girls for years. Just ask number 9. Oh, okay. Hey, who sent me a story? Oh my goodness. Some mammies, were they in Dubai? Where did the mammies tear up their nail salon? Hold on a second. Was that Deeds? I'm going to look. Oh, here it is. In Bali. Oh, Blade, that was you. Blade. Can somebody please, has Pink Book Lessons addressed this story yet? If not, please send it to her. She does great goddamn content. Hold on, guys. I got to put this in the live chat. Blackenterprise.com has a story. 2 black women arrested in Bali over tearing up a nail salon. Salute to Mammy. Mammy's from the USA. They're taking that bullshit worldwide. You fucked up my cuticles. I ain't paying for shit. I don't give a fuck. Let's go to area code 916. Good evening. Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas. Are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here, man.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Pleasure to speak to you.
How are you, man? Where do you want to start?
Come on.
You have the floor, sir. Where do you want to start?
Oh yeah, I wanted to discuss the level of empathy you were kind of getting to with black women and how I'm in the insurance business, right? So algorithms drive a lot of our business, right? So it seems like a lot of empathy and emotions of society is being manipulated in ways that are supporting groups that are marginalized, but for reasons that don't really equal any progression. I can't speak for everyone, but it doesn't seem like it's connected. There doesn't seem like a connection between how empathy is being used as opposed to forward, I wouldn't say necessarily black agenda or anybody's agenda. It just seems like it's kind of just like almost like, just twinkling. Something shines over here. Seems like it can draw up enough business or disruption in the business. I used to work in the tech business too, and I am a venture capitalist business and so forth. So I want to get your feel on how you see that, or if you even see that as a connection that's kind of driving this hysteria, because it just seems like one thing pops up real quick, it disappears. The fact that you talked about how the homosexual movement was demonized and created as a mental disorder in the DMS or whatever the name of that book is that chronicalizes that stuff, and how it's been now unleashed without any rules or guidelines on what's considered too much or too little or in between.
I'm not sure I understand your question. I myself, I'm heterosexual.
Right.
I don't care.
So am I.
I don't care if you lick a hole or suck a pole. It doesn't bother me. I have no problem.
Right.
I have no problem with people's sexual preference.
My kid.
Hang on. I'm trying to respond. Trying to respond to what you just said. I don't give a shit about people's sexuality. I don't think that someone or anyone is wrong. I don't subscribe to mysticism and or religion, so I can't take a position. Right. I can't take a position based. Hang on, sir. If I can finish, I let you speak. Okay. I let you speak.
All right.
So I'm not saying homosexuality is wrong. I'm just asking, when did this thing in America denouncing homosexuality, when did that start? Because, traditionally throughout history,
right.
There have been points in time when having a young males had young males, and they were lovers, and their wives knew. It was called pederasty. I've spoken about this decades ago. Italy, Japan.
Medici. I got you, boss.
Pederasty. So I'm not sure if I understand your question. Is your question in line with tonight's topic, or where are we going?
Well, I'm making points of contact or interest. So there's, you got Diddy, you got, TD Jakes. There's been alleged stuff about these guys for a long time. I've heard about parties in Georgia. I grew up in the Bay Area, so I don't understand how it's being used in school systems. My daughter goes to school in Santa Barbara. She didn't even know about apartheid or some other things until recent, because the school systems don't discuss these things. I'm talking about as far as how this curriculum is tied together.
You got me, sir. I'm sitting here sipping some wine. I honestly don't know where you're going, but
Mm-hmm. I don't either. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. I don't think that.
Are you high, sir? Listen, if you're high, just say star. I'm high.
Not at all.
Not at all. Merry Christmas, and I just want to call in and shoot from the hip. There's nothing wrong with being honest, sir. If you're high.
No. I'm definitely not high. But
now hang on a second, sir. Since I gave you time to talk. You say you're heterosexual.
Yeah.
How do you know you're heterosexual?
Because I know what I like, and I know what I've experienced my whole life.
Mm-hmm. Have you tried the other side? How do you know that your preference? Hang on, sir. Hang on. Let's hang on. How do you know that your preference is 100% solid? How do you know?
Well, if I had the opportunity to do something different as of being, I don't know, 49 years of age, I would have figured that shit out by now. I'm not interested in the idea of any of that. My point is the education.
Well, sir, your point, with all due respect, your point is not necessarily a proven fact. So you could be homosexual if you have not been presented by the other side and put in a position where you had to actually choose. Who knows what you might be, with all due respect.
Well, growing up in the Bay Area, if you haven't been presented that position in life, I don't know how the fuck that's possible.
So now you're switching this. Now you're switching up. Now you're saying that you were propositioned. So you're saying now?
Yeah, who hasn't in the Bay Area? But I'm not afraid to admit that shit is that people try to flirt with you. Come on now. Yeah, I've been flirted with before. That doesn't mean I was interested.
Have you had a male pull out his schlong in front?
No, fuck no.
Sir, you're rushing. Sir, stop rushing. You see, when you rush to answer before the question is even finished, that's a little telling. It's a little telling. So, have you had a male, whether he be young and or old, pull out his schlong in front of you?
No.
And proposition you. You can get with this, you can get with that. You can get with this,
no.
You can get with that. No?
Mm-mm.
Well then, sir, I wouldn't say that you're fully heterosexual, but thank you for your call, sir. Thank you. Okay, he hung up. I didn't hang up, huh? Well, 2:00 in the morning, you're standing there. Somebody pulls out the Willy Bobo. The choice is yours. Hey, Janet. Janet, are you calling in? Janet says in 2015, Bishop T.D. Jakes speaks on his opinion on the black church and the LTB. Yeah, okay, well, what is he saying? What is he? Janet, I can't read all that. Thank you for your research, as always. Oh, whoa. Janet, you need to call in, Janet. Is Janet there somewhere? Hold on a second. You see, I'm just, exploring some of these possibilities. Janet has sent me an article from 2015. T.D. Jakes comes out for gay rights and LGBT churches, says position is evolving. Let me see if I can take that screenshot from my thumbnail. Hold on a second. Okay, so he was sitting and talking to Mark Lamont Hill. Let me bookmark this. Ooh, chow. You see? He denounced it today, but who knows tomorrow, after long thought and prayer, I've decided, and my family has supported me, and I want to make this perfectly clear. Get ready. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Blade. Oh, my goodness. Kill Mo Lemonade got your donation. Where are you, sir? Are you on the line? Area code 202. Is that Kill Mo Lemonade?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Hey, man, how are you? You have the floor. We're talking a little crazy tonight. T.D. Jakes has addressed the bullshit. Are you up to speed?
I am up to speed, and I'm actually far beyond up to speed because I called explaining that I had a dream
Uh-oh.
back in like 2013. I'm a man of God.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I desire the same respect people give for the LGBTQ community. I desire the same, a lot of people like to mock Jesus, put him in, heels and, you know what I mean? But they don't play with Islam because they know beheading might occur. But we ain't playing over here on this side either. My grandfather's a pastor. He's holding. You come in his house, you leaving out with your feet out at the door, pushing the door open.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we ain't playing. You seen Malcolm X's father. Malcolm X's daddy was a pastor. We ain't playing. We men on this side. Now him, I don't know about TD, but I had a dream a while ago. And TD Jakes in my dream, because we get prophecies, you know what I'm saying? And we prophesy in part. As scripture says, we prophesy in part, so we don't know the fullness. But I uploaded this picture. I sent it to your email.
Okay.
When I did it, when I made this dream, I wasn't confident at all. Okay. Because we can't control our dreams. I don't think, and I want to also put this out too. People who are really followers of Yeshua, Jesus Christ, we not really big on that mega church stuff. That's like the folk, like you said earlier, who don't really read their word. They don't study to show thyself approved unto God. A workman neither not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. They ain't doing all that. They could care less. Right. But those who really actually have had a real conversion and a real actual experience with God, who they put their faith and trust in, they not with the big crowds, you know what I'm saying? Right. Usually we have home churches. Usually we got smaller churches, the old school Pentecostal apostolic folk who ain't playing no games. Right. You're not going to find a bunch of feminine men in there. You're going to see more like the Geno Jennings type of guys in there who ain't rocking. They not playing no games. You will get flamed up. But respectfully. Anyway, I say that all to say this, is that in that dream, I didn't know that he was, a rainbow. I just knew him as effeminate. That's the way he was presented to me in the dream, that he was effeminate. That's why I say we only know in part. But, in the dream, he was like real arrogant, real cocky, you know what I'm saying? Just had a lot of swag, but in his swag, it was feminine. You know what I mean? It wasn't a masculine swag. It was a real feminine swag, and it was real pompous and arrogant. And, I just gave a real simple dream. I didn't really, elaborate too much. I was a babe in Christ. I didn't know much, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have much to expound on, but I did know that mannerisms wasn't on point. You feel me? 1 Corinthians 6:9 says that the effeminate shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Then it talks about the homosexuals later. But it says that first, effeminate, comma, X, Y, and Z, comma, homosexuals. So I'm saying that to say, we ain't with that stuff that a lot of people act like we with. No. False prophets are called out in Scripture.
If I can jump in for a second, sir, I appreciate everything you're saying. I don't want to attack the man because of mannerisms and ways. I have no knowledge, no proof. If Bishop T.D. Jakes, bends down and touches his toes for another man, I don't know nothing about that, But I would like to see somewhat of a fall from grace. He's been eating high off the hog for a lot of years. Everybody needs to be. Everybody needs to be brought down, a few notches from time to time. He's been married.
Well, the thing is that,
sir, if I can just say this, sir, if I can just say this, and I'll go back to you. He's been married since 1982, and that woman, his beautiful wife, she's been with him, eating high off the hog, going through it. So there's certain things she's never gonna, tell. And I'm not here to necessarily kick the man's back in, but it's a big if any of this stuff is true, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll let you finish up though. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? I appreciate you even saying that you would desire to see his back kicked in, because I think that his back needs to be kicked in. I think. Listen. Understand? Let me break something down real quick. Understand something. True children of God, we want to see his back kicked in. Little do people know, they think that when they say Christian, they think they just talking about just everybody's all on one accord. No, we divided.
Right.
We not on one accord. Why you think it's so many damn denominations? We ain't united. We want to see his back kicked in.
Right.
We know what the scripture says. We know what 1 Corinthians 6:9 says. You ain't going in acting like that. You ain't even acting like that. I ain't talking about what you're sucking on and receiving. I'm talking about act.
Allegedly. Now, hang on a second.
No.
If I can just throw this in there, Minister Farrakhan, one of his sermons decades ago. Oh man, it was. I used to get a lot of his tapes, and of course the Messenger as well. And I used to listen to Minister Farrakhan. He had a tape. Hard trials are necessary to establish the truth. Minister.
That's right.
Pardon me. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That was one of his sermons. Hard trials are necessary to establish the truth. I want to see Bishop T.D. Jakes walk through the fire, goddamn. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And by the way, Minister Farrakhan, he comes out of the Holy Scriptures more than he does out of the Quran.
That's a fact.
So,
that's a fact.
But we ain't going to go there. But anyway, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, man, thank
Moving
you.
on. You feel me?
Thank you, sir.
God
Thank
bless.
you for yeah, God bless you,
All
sir.
right.
God bless. Sure. If that's what you need to hear, if that's the highest form of respect to you, I've said God bless on multiple occasions to people. God bless you. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Deeds. Deeds says, keep it going, big nigga. The stream is okay. All right, maybe there was some type of, some type of issue. The feds. What does Hassan Campbell say? Yo, they're playing with my numbers. Maybe they're playing with my numbers. I don't know. Hey, Penelope, I got your donation. Thank you so much, Penelope. Okay. Let's go to the phone lines here. Area code 760. You've been on hold for a while. Thank you for your support. 760. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yes, sir. How are you? Good evening.
I can't complain, Star. What's going on, bro?
Yeah. Sounds really loud in the background, sir. Can you make some adjustments? Or we got to get you out of here. Come on, man. Jesus.
Yeah, how about now?
Okay, go ahead, sir. How are you? What's cracking?
No, I'm just speaking on the TD Jakes thing.
Yeah, the bishop. What do you think, man?
Yeah. Yo, I've been following him for a long time. My aunties and stuff like that. They feel that he's a good man and stuff like that, and they kind of gave me some of his words of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have that much nothing bad to say about him, but if he's kind of fruity, what I'm saying, it wouldn't be no surprise that like in that area of preachers and little boys and all that stuff,
Well, when I say we don't know about little boys, let's not put that out there. I mean, I'm saying I would like to see a boy pop up, but I mean like somebody of age. But now, what do you think about the allegations? Do you think that there's a link to Diddy and the bullshit? What do you think?
Look, check this out. The crazy thing is that all these men who hanging with Diddy sound like Diddy is like kind of low key Jeffrey Epstein. So like the items in the list. Think about it. All these dudes is kind of connected in some type of way, man. And I've seen a recent picture of him and Diddy, and they kind of close. So behind closed doors, they only human beings. So ain't no telling what's going on. You know what I'm saying? With all that money and all that congregation, late night Bible studies, and you never know. You feel me?
Everybody's got a fetish, yes. Everybody's got something they like,
Facts.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that. I ain't gonna kick his back in or nothing like that. But God bless him.
Thank you, sir. God bless you and the family, sir. Merry Christmas. God bless. God bless, man. Yeah, God bless. Folks, I'm so with the Christmas season, the holidays. I'm guilty of having a great childhood. And I'm looking forward. We got a couple of hours before it's actually Christmas. I'm looking for area code 718. Good evening. The bishop. The bishop has addressed the bullshit.
What up, bro?
Yes, sir. What up, sir? How are you? It's cracking.
What up, man? This is Bam. I know you.
Bam. Which Bam? Which Bam?
I think I do.
Which band?
Bam from Lawton, NFL, man. I've been watching you, man. I watch you, bro.
Oh, my nigga. Wait, whoa. NFL niggas from Laurelton. Bam.
Yes, sir. Yo, what it do, big dog?
Yo, good to hear your voice. I haven't seen.
Yo, man, I'm listening to this, man.
Well, hang on. Bam.
Bam.
I haven't seen you since. That was it. 97 was the last time I saw you. In 98.
Yeah, 97, 98.
97.
I don't know. Remember, I got stabbed up. There's a whole bunch of stuff was going on with me.
Niggas from Laurelton, Queens, and you were a great artist. You actually drew the logo for that I was using for a while around the way Connections magazine, my nigga.
No doubt. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
thank you, bro.
yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I need to talk about, man. Like it, thank you, man, for for acknowledging that. Like,
yeah,
I think really that you were before your time, and if we'd have taken that around the way Connections and put it on the internet, you would have been bigger than Black Planet.
Well, I think it was right on time
And
because
anything else that came off of that, because it was that start of it.
if I can say this,
to say about Puffy.
Hang on, Bam, stay with me. If I can say this, I think it was right on time. And again, for those who remember Around the Way Connections magazine, you drew the bald head guy and the girl. She had the doobie with the bangs, and they were hugging and kissing. That you drew that. So it was.
Yeah, I did that. Like,
yeah.
It was early. I ended up becoming a graphic designer for real. Stash Jones and company.
Right. And it was right on time because that's what eventually turned into, a star in Buck Wild. But, yeah, I mean, it had its moment in time.
Yeah, I drew the first picture of Buck Wild, but I won't go into those details.
Well, listen, I'm sipping, my nigga. I got time. Hey, well, whatever happened to Malcolm? Remember Malcolm with the dogs? What was he on? What street was he on? 225, 224? Remember Malcolm with the... Malcolm.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember Malcolm.
Okay.
I remember you had a dude on there from Lawton, and he said, yeah, I know Bam.
Yeah.
He kind of clammed up.
All right, so what's cracking? We talking about the topic. What's going on, my nigga? Bam from Laurelton, Queens.
Man, with the topic with TD Jakes, back in the days, man, like I'm the dude that Puffy made that song about, and they had it, and I think Mace actually said the words, but they were talking about me when they said, even though the thugs be wanting to slug me, couldn't be a mover, smooth as Bugsy, be at the bar with too much bubbly. He spilled his drink on me, and I was gonna beat him up. You know what I mean? And everybody there, from this side of town, everybody was like, yo, that's Bam.
Right.
I had my bandana tied to the front.
Your name rang bells, my nigga. Your name rang bells.
Man, these just young kids, man, just reckless, but 50, I can't jump a fence right now. I shoot a nigga, I'm gonna stand right there for the police.
Are you still in Laurelton? You still in Laurelton?
No, I'm still in Laurelton. I'm back in Laurelton, man. I've been all up and down the East Coast, man.
Okay.
But I'm back in Laurelton now. I'm back in.
I talk to Moon all the time.
What?
I talk to Moon all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We was just sitting here talking about Moon. I'm here with Starks right now.
Yeah. Okay. Tell him I said what up. What up. I talk
What
to
up,
Moon.
Starks?
What up, man? What up? All right. Yeah, I talk to Moon. I talk to Moon all the time, man.
Very good.
NFL, okay.
NFL, niggas from Laurelton. Hey, yo, Bad, what was the name of the big black security guard up at Encore, the big nigga? What was that nigga's name? He used to slap people, and what was that nigga's name? The Encore, remember?
In the Coliseum, in Coliseum?
The Encore Club, because Moon was doing security with him. The Encore, remember that? The big nigga?
Oh, BK.
BK.
I was looking for BK. That was the homie, man.
Yeah.
He on the south side.
Is he still around?
BK, that's a nigga, man. Him, Dollar Bill was working in the club.
Is he still around?
I had this like really basic maneuver. I think niggas was trying to shoot me.
Yeah.
And I jumped out the way. Me, BK, and Dollar Bill. Rest in peace, Dollar Bill.
All right.
But when I heard the
is BK still alive?
I let my knees bend.
Is BK
And I
still
jumped
around?
out the way. When I jumped out the way, Lil Joe got shot. Huh?
Is BK still around?
I don't know. I haven't seen him, but my boy just said he in the South Side. I think he's doing Fox Department.
Tell myself what up, man.
Yeah.
He threw me out of the encore one night. Yeah, he threw me out of the encore.
Yeah, we was doing the encore. We did SOBs. You know, they just say, "Yo, man, you like to beat people up." Q Club. I did it too one night.
Folks, give us a second. This is some Queen shit from back in the late '90s. Give us a second. Hey, yo, bam.
But I got
Bam. I put my girl. Bam. I don't want to say beaten up. Just me and my girl had an issue, and I put her in a headlock, and I wouldn't let go, and she BK grabbed me and threw me out the club. That's my nigga though, BK.
Yo, BK is my nigga. I know one day, I think remember he had a older brother that was smaller, like twins, and Danny DeVito, Lou, man, my nigga Lashim. And Lashim owed me money for some little street business we was doing. I said, man, see Lashim, he said, you ain't going to touch my brother. Yeah. And I said, you know what? You're right. And I beat people up for a living. I'm really good at it. But I was like, I know. Too big to play with. We'll play with that nigga.
Hey, but before you go, hold on, bam. Before you go, do you remember Dance from 40 Projects? Big tall nigga, Dance.
Dance.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. Dance.
Nah, bro.
Okay. He used to do maintenance.
I know my cousin was out there. Lord,
he did maintenance at the
Malik was at 40.
He did maintenance at McDonald's on Jamaica Ave. That was like early 80s. Okay, anyway. Hey, Bam, good to talk to you, man. I'm gonna take some other calls, man. So stay in touch, my nigga. Stay in touch.
I love you, bro, man. Make it happen, man. I love your show, man. It's just, just coming back from back in the days that we still watching, man.
Salute, Bam. Salute, man. Respect and love, man.
None but love, bro.
All right, that's what's up. Okay. That's a good dude. Bam. From Laurelton, Queens. Yeah, they used to say NFL, niggas from Laurelton. If you're from Queens, you know. Hey, Janet. Janet's tapping in. Janet says, in 2009, this article outed Bishop T.D. Jakes. Oh, no. God's wrath. Oh, hold on a second. Let me put this in the live chat. Janet, are you calling in? Are you calling in, Janet? In the meantime, 516, are you there? Good evening.
What's up, baby?
Hey, what's poppin', sugar?
I called you like 3. Yeah, I know the right time to call, too. What's up?
What's cracking?
It's Tiara again.
Hey, Tiara.
Okay. Hey.
Hey.
So, yeah, so I was just listening to, I think this should be labeled a tea sipper special at this point.
Okay.
Because there are, I was just listening to something on your intermission where there was actually a church member speaking about him. She said that he has 2 older sons that are homosexual. Okay. I don't want to say allegedly, but allegedly we could throw that in there.
Okay.
He's got like some adopted kids, and in these cases, she was saying that wives are complicit with this. Pretty much, what they have is a beard. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I can send you the link. I can email you the link. This lady is just speaking out.
Please
now.
do.
Yeah,
I'm so with the bullshit. But let me just say this for the record. Many of us don't have gay friends. We have friends.
Okay.
We have friends who just happen to be gay. We don't have no power. The black diaspora to be hating on gay people. So if TD Jakes is loving another man, hey, come out, nigga. Come out.
That doesn't mix with the cloth, but that's it. We could put that on the back burner for now.
Okay.
But the lady that I was just listening to, that I'm going to send you the link for, she said, I'm not worried about getting sued. Her exact words were, there are people that are, talking rumors, but What I'm talking right now is it's not a rumor.
Mm.
And she's well-spoken. She sounds like a well-spoken black woman. I'm going to send you the link. I have to go because, I got to be Santa Claus.
Give us her name. Give us her name. Who is this queen?
No, I'm going to send you the link. I had to get back to your show because I didn't want to miss you.
Okay.
Because you want to on the intermission. But I will send it to you. She's a church member. And she was talking about how he would go to exorcisms. And every time he got time to exorcise out the homosexual demon, he left out. So that was pretty funny. But like I said, I'm going to email it to you. I'm going to put CD Jakes in the subject line, if that makes sense. And like I said, I think this is going to be bigger than what we can imagine. That's what she said. It's going to be big. Allegedly, I don't know if you heard about this, when you were saying, oh, did he hide a boy?
Yeah.
Is he hiding a boy?
Right.
Supposedly there was a young man who, I don't know, maybe he had some type of allegations with this young man.
Mm-hmm.
And the Potter's house settled with a family in 2015.
Mm.
So this man is grown now, coming for TD Jakes, saying, he doesn't even speak to his parents anymore because they settled, they took money.
Mm. Right.
So, like I said, I think another shoe is about to drop in this situation. Maybe his money is long enough to stave off whatever, to keep his empire alive. But I think that we're going to start hearing more and more. And then,
well, now hang on a second, because you see, a lot of times it's the getting drunk off of the power. Getting drunk off of the power that leads these men down this path of, and I'm going to use, words, religious terms, leads them down this path of unrighteousness. Getting drunk off the power, and then becoming bored with, the traditional vaginal area, the vagina.
I hate to think of it like that. I mean, I would think that no matter how much money you got, you wouldn't go there, but I'm not a man, so I mean.
Right. No, but listen, I'm not condoning it, but it doesn't affect me. I don't give a goddamn, but I'm just saying, I think that these men become bored, and then as they get older, they start to reckless eyeball, young niggas, bright-eyed niggas.
Could be, you going somewhere else right now, but maybe, J. Cole had a verse, something like that, like "Henny don't kill the pain no more," and one punani is not enough. I need 3 bitches. You know what I'm saying? He had a verse that kind of reminds me of that. He says he didn't want to be like that. He says, I forgot the song, but anyway, it reminds me of a verse. And that could be the case. That could be the case. Okay. You're a quote-unquote man of the cloth.
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean something? I would imagine it means something, but it's interesting to see. Oh, yeah. He's linked up in the whole little Cassie thing, too.
Right.
He turned over to the feds.
Right.
You heard that?
Right.
So it could be some truth to it. And then he was with Mr. Diddler. They call him Diddler now. He was hanging with Diddy. Now,
hang on a second. What's the guy's name? The former driver or head of security, Rogers something. Guys, what is that guy's name? He's doing interviews.
Roger Bonds.
I
sent you an email about his ass today. I was like, I'm so triggered. Tell me, he took my Cassie. It's Cassie's fault too. Some New York nigga. He sounds like an idiot. It's Cassie's fault too. Cassie, it's her fault too.
Well,
I was so disgusted.
I listen. I don't have a soft spot for any of these niggas. However, he's got a son. I think his son is in jail in Africa. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, I can't even imagine what he's going through. If there's anything that he knows, now would be the time to talk. He's older. Hang on, let me just say this. He's older. I'm not trying to clown him. Yes, he may have been a real nigga, Hang on. A street nigga. But when you have seeds, kids, you have to do what's right for them. I urge this man. I don't know him, I urge this man to do what's right, to try and get his son to bring him home. I don't want to kick his back in, but I did get your email. I only watched 5 minutes of it, but You know, all roads lead to Diddy. But go ahead and finish up, Tiara. I so appreciate you. Finish up, please.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Mm-hmm.
You might do another show on this in a few weeks. Like,
yeah.
But on the flip side, like you said, his money is long enough that he could probably hush people up and just continue to part his house like he, and do all the things that he's still doing. And, and I like T.D. Jakes. I used to hear him before I ever saw him on the radio, like that voice. And, he has a lot of inspiring messages.
Yeah.
But I hope it's not true. Wow. I truly, truly hope he has nothing to do with this. But why would they name drop him? Why would his name be in any of this?
I want to see him walk the plank. I want to see the nigga walk the plank. I do. Want some hating shit.
You're so crazy. You're so silly. Anyway, good night. Merry Christmas.
Thank
to
you,
sir.
darling. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. All right.
Take care. I got them kisses. Bye.
All right. Kisses. That's Tiara. Hey, now, guys, on the screen, Zawadi vodka. Okay. Yeah, the second half, that's what we sipping. Hold on a second, guys. Let me make sure I get a screenshot for the sponsor. If you're a sponsor, we make sure we get screenshots for the sponsors. Business over bullshit. Hold on. Okay. Whoo, chow. Okay, coming up, it's almost 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, thank you for your support. If I missed any super chats or cash apps, I'm sipping. You know what I do. Stacy Galore, thank you, Stacy, for your continued support. Stacy says, happy holidays to all power bottoms. Hashtag take that Jakes. Big Yankee 89 got your donation. TD Bottom Bussy Jakes. Okay. Takeem, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Guys, also keep in mind at the top of the live chat is the link for half off on advertising and sponsorship. Jay the Bandit, check your email. I just sent you a banner. Can you approve that banner? Jay the Bandit, check your email, please. Ben, I got your donation. BIN, okay. The Ism, thank you for your support. Let's go back to area code. Somebody tapping in from 518. Good evening. Are you there? 518. Bishop Jakes has responded to the crabs.
Yo.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yo.
How are you?
Yeah, it was good. I was locked up with G Depp. Fishkill.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on his Muslim shit.
Clemency. He's coming home, or he might be home. I'm not sure yet, but Clemency. G Depp. Go ahead.
Had the dirt spot on his head, praying to Allah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that bullshit.
All that bullshit, man. You get locked up, and a nigga has to find himself or find something to do, right?
Yeah. Niggas turn to God and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. How much time did you do? How much time did you do?
I only did a 1 to 3.
Oh, okay.
1 to 3. I did
a skid bid. You did a skid bid, nigga.
Yeah, I did a little skid bid.
Skid bid, man.
But with the TD Jakes thing, that's just what you got to do.
Well, hang on. Let's get back to your skid bid. Never mind TD Jakes. So you did a 1 to 3. How much time did you do out of that, though? A year and a half? Keep it real.
I did 1 year. Okay. I did 1 year and I paroled.
Did you tell on somebody?
Non-violent.
Sir, did you tell on somebody? How'd you do 1 year out of a 1 to 3? Did you tell?
Nah, I paroled. It was a 1 to 3. Parole, non-violent.
What was the conviction?
Possession of stolen property.
You got a 1 to 3 on stolen property. You sure you didn't have a firearm?
Nah, it was over $1,000.
Okay.
So, I had felony probation, violated that, got the 1 to 3.
You didn't put hands on a bitch? Sir, you didn't put hands on a bitch?
Nah, I will put hands on the bitch though. I definitely will put hands on the bitch.
In self-defense. In self-defense.
Nah. I'll do it first.
Easy.
That's the type of time I'm on.
Easy, man. See, all right. So you did a skid bid. You came home. Nice guy.
You gotta keep these bitches in line.
Nice guy,
huh?
G Depp, man. From what I remember, man, I can't say anything bad about him, man.
Nah, that nigga was, he was soft, trying to act like a regular nigga.
Yeah, man.
You know how niggas be trying to be in there, like a little koofy on.
Yeah.
I mean, there didn't want no smoke when you really in there. It's like that clemency. Gotta get up out of there.
Yeah, listen, I don't blame him because if you fuck up in there, they hit you with more time, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't on. He was on some PC shit. You know that nigga's a bitch. But
Well, why do you gotta call him that? So what do you gotta call him?
My bad.
Sheesh.
Nah. He was on his, praise style law shit. You know what I mean? Up in Fishkill.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the call. You want to talk about something else before you go?
Yeah. I wanted to talk about TD Jake.
Okay, go ahead.
So, with that, that's you gotta do what you gotta do to get where you wanna be. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
You know what I mean? He wanted to get in, he got in, did his little dirt. And now it's time to crash and burn. His time is up. Everybody get their time, your time is up. Peace.
Gotcha. Hey man, I appreciate the call. Thank you.
All right.